Hold up.
Hey SMU crew, welcome to this awesome bonus training on how to expertly curate content using PostPlanner. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, honestly, Rachel, I have no idea what curate means. Well, basically, when you attend a special event, let's say at a museum, there is someone there who is known as the art curator. Their job is to expertly hand pick the different paintings or art pieces that are going to be featured in the museum for any given period of time, for a specific collection, for a specific idea that they have or a theme. Basically, curating is the art of selecting certain pieces, content, posts, videos, whatever the medium is, and putting them all together in a cohesive manner. So I'm going to show you guys how I use PostPlanner every single day to expertly content curate using the 3 E's, which if you haven't watched that training yet, I highly recommend that you pause this and dive on into the 3 E's of content before you dive into the PostPlanner curation training that I'm about to dive into. I think that's pretty important. But the 3 E's, to reiterate, are education, entertainment, and engagement. They're all super important. So if you haven't watched that training, hop on over there, watch that training, and then we can dive on into PostPlanner. So let's have some fun. First things first, I'm going to go to PostPlanner, the website. From there, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down slightly until this cute little 3-line menu pops up. I'm going to select log in once you've created an account. Now, if we take a look at some of the pricing options, they've actually recently dropped their cost for their smallest package, which makes it super affordable for anyone. If you just have your stuff to manage or a client to manage, this is pretty darn easy. So $3 a month, that is brand new. Obviously, that is billed annually, so it would be a total of $36 for the year, which I so highly recommend. If you do the love package, that's also awesome. This is great for if you have 1 or 2, maybe 3 clients, even maybe 4, depending on how many profiles you're managing. And then I use obviously Master, and sometimes I'll go down to Guru if we take some of our clients off for a little while. But it's super affordable. I love it. I think it's better to use than Hootsuite or Buffer, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why. All right, so we're going to pull down this menu here and go ahead and log in. Now I'm going to use my Facebook account to log in. And then what we're going to do is, so this page comes up and you're going to say, okay, what does this mean, Rachel? So the first thing that you're going to do is you are actually going to plug in all of the different accounts that you manage. So you're going to go to your settings and you are going to basically, for Twitter, you're going to plug in every single one of the accounts that you manage by signing into them here and giving them access via the API. And for Facebook, you can just refresh the token and it's going to go ahead and update all of your client accounts, all the accounts that you manage that are in your business manager, in your client's business managers that you are an admin for, and then you'll be able to manage every single one of those from here. So you can add team members if you have a bigger package. Don't worry so much about the share bar or any of these other settings. But the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to create a plan, and then we're going to find content. So let's use, for example, my profile. Let's say we want to fill up content for my Facebook profile. And sorry, not my profile, you know what I mean, my Facebook page. So let's say I wanted to post multiple times per day. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then obviously Saturday and Sunday as well. So we've got weekdays managed here, and then we've got weekends managed here. So they have different settings from one another. So we're going to go ahead and look at each of these days and see what times they're posting. It looks like it's the same for all of them because I selected them all, right? I'm posting twice a day at 12:15 and at 7:35. What you can do to add new times is you just go ahead and add the time on in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this time because actually this hasn't been performing as well as I would like to think it should. So we're going to go ahead and set that a little bit later, and we're going to set this one just a little bit earlier and see how that performs. So you can add as many times as you want. You could literally have 15, you could have 20 times a day. Just remember that you have your monthly limits based on your account. So some will only allow you to post 300 times a month if you have the $3 per month package. But you go ahead and select the times for the weekdays, or you can add a new setting, which would be, let's say, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So it's an extra set of times that I'll post on those days. But I don't want it to look like that. I want it to be weekends and I want it to be weekdays. Now, one of the things that you have to make sure when you select these, so we're going to check this both on weekdays and on weekends, is make sure that all of these types of content are selected. If it leaves this out, you're going to have some really weird gaps in your posting based on which types of content you curate. So just make sure all 6 of these are green. Check the same thing for weekends. Yep, perfect. Post once a weekend. That's awesome. I think I'm actually going to change this time. Go ahead and change that time. See, it's pretty easy to use. And then it shares with you up at the top, okay, you're posting twice during each day of the week, and you're posting once on the weekends. So that's kind of helpful. Now we're going to go ahead and actually come up with the content that we want to post at 11:15 a.m. and 8:35 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturday. Saturday and Sunday. Oops, I selected it, so there we go. Got to add that again. We're going to go ahead and pick out the content. So when you select Find over here, you have the ability to shop between different ideas, whether it's industry leaders, but we're going to take a look at what's popular. Popular is my favorite way to go. So I take a look at the different industries and I try to understand what the theme is for each of the industries. For example, I think like funny has some pretty inappropriate stuff, but it has a lot of memes and goofy stuff and stuff that makes people say, oh yeah, like I want to share that, or beautiful stuff that's interesting, lots of swear words, So I take a look at each of the categories and I'm like, okay, what do the articles look like here? Now, why are these pieces showing up in the feed for marketing, technology, quotes, engaging? The reason that they're showing up is because historically they have been doing well. So if you look at the last week, you can see all of the pieces that are doing well when other people or main influencers share them, right? It's showing content that is already doing well. And as I've shared with you before, if content already does well on social media, it's gonna do well again. So you can take a look at the new stuff, the latest. You can take a look at the last month. You can even take a look at all. Now this one, this one isn't updating as well as it should be, but I usually keep it at just about a week. But for different ones, you'll see that that actually makes a difference. So there's articles here, and then there's statuses. So some of these are really fun, and they're great for coming up with ideas for contests or giveaways or engaging pieces, conversation starters. You guys are going to notice that I use a lot of these in my social media marketing. Super, super helpful. And what you do is, so if you want to select an article, you're going to see when you scroll over it, there is the option to share it. So you can go ahead and select share. Once you click share, then you have the ability to share it on that specific profile that you choose. Now, if you wanted to add it to your Facebook and your Twitter, you would just select the plus and then go ahead and add the Twitter profile in there as well. So you can add your own little comments. Whoa, is this fair? What do you think? Right? So I would add it to my plan. I'm not going to add it right now because I'll show you guys I already have content in my plan. If I added a status, you go ahead and you select share and it copies it to your clipboard. So then you can go ahead and paste it, edit it, and then add it to your plan. That's for the most part, what I mess around with here. If you want to just schedule your own content that isn't curated in PostPlanner, go ahead and select that button for write a post. You can add a photo, add a video, do a bulk upload, and then go ahead, hey guys, and then add it to your plan. Kind of cool, right? So one of the things that I look for is, as I think about the 3 E's, I look at every single piece and I say, is this education, entertainment, engagement? And so here's where you can kind of learn a lot. So quotes is one of my favorites, but I don't use this. I use photos. So photos works really, really well on Facebook and on Twitter. So I'll use these with my own little quote above it. So this is one of the places where I find a lot of the quotes that I think work very well on social media. Engaging is great. This is stuff that gets a lot of engagement on social media, right? We've got interesting. That's kind of fun. So you can look at, and remember, there's always a couple of tabs. So there's articles and there's statuses. Obviously, some of this isn't going to do super well for most pages, but it does for some. Funny. Funny is the only one that looks like that only has one option. It doesn't have graphics right now, or I know in the past it used to, so maybe it'll change. There we go. Go ahead and click on it again, and then it shows up a little differently. Looks like they're having some changes to their dashboard and their interface. Would that be what it's called? Interface. I think so. But if you go ahead and just look in here once in a while, you'll see it looks a little bit differently. So then you can select random. Random's fun too. Articles, statuses, photos, obviously. And then you can go ahead and actually look based on industries. This is one of my favorites. So this didn't used to be built out very well, and now there are a ton of different industries. So it's kind of awesome. When they removed the option for business as a popular topic, they added in industries a few weeks later, and this is like phenomenal. I think it's amazing. Look, you can do like health and well-being. Obviously, there's some that are like clickbaity, but guess what? They work. Home and garden, entertainment. I hope every single one of you is looking at this and you're like, whoa, this is going to change my business. This is so easy to put together, right? We've got photos in the fashion and beauty industry, things that are already performing well. Hello, Instagram. You know, you can use these photos and give credit to who originally used them. Pretty cool. You can use articles. So you can go through all the different industries and see how helpful it is. Status ideas are nice. I like them. It's kind of helpful. This reminds me of a couple people who ask a lot about contests. Here are contest copy that are proven to work well. So you can test out these and it gives you some great inspiration when you hit 0 and you're like, I don't know what to do. So this is awesome. There's trivia, promo, deep thoughts. I mean, guys, you could get lost in here. It's amazing. And then recent finds shows you some of the different people who are industry leaders, you know, like Danielle Laporte. It doesn't always work for every single profile, but it'll show you some of their content, and then it like takes a little bit to kind of load. Marie Forleo, and I'm just doing their Twitter accounts. But to look for more, you can go ahead and enter handles up at the top. And when you enter the handle, obviously you can do like entrepreneur, check it out on Facebook, see what their stuff is. And the reason that you would do it here is just because it's really easy to then schedule the content. So this is a little bit slower for finding the specific influencers' content. It's a little bit tough. So I'm going to let it just kind of do its thing because I don't want to get frustrated tonight. So we've got all of these awesome places for curating content that align with the 3 E's, right? So we're going to go ahead and do plan. Now we've got the plan all set up, right? It looks great. It's awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and dive into post. So since we already decided the times for my specific account's plan, now we can go ahead and rearrange the posts. So if you take a look at this, it's a really good assortment. So this is what Stephanie and I work on. It's an assortment of articles, quotes, graphics, just statuses that are inspiring, questions. She does a great job of curating my content, and we work together on it, which is really, really fun. But then you can go ahead and grab it, and either if you like something, you're like, oh, this is relevant to what we're talking about this week, you can move it up to the top, you can rearrange it, or if you don't like the copy, you can go ahead and edit it, or even just remove it altogether. Now, if you have a bunch of content in here where you're like, this is our own content, this is something I want to repost often, you can go ahead and turn recycling on. And when something recycles, what it means is that once your PostPlanner feed is out of all of your curated content, it's going to recycle the pieces that you have set to recycle. So you want to make sure that it is full of content, but that you recycle this stuff every so often, not too much, right? You just want it to post occasionally. So that is how I use PostPlanner. I absolutely love it. I challenge you to try it out even just for yourself and see what kind of results it makes, because when you use content that is already performing and for the most part meets the 3 E's of content curation and creation, you are going to kill it on social media. So I can't wait to see your results. I'll talk to you later, SMU crew.